Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim. In the last session, we were doing verbal sentences. So, and we did the past tense, Fe'lu Madin. So we said that the past tense, the basic form of a verb consists of three root letters. Like in case of fa'ala, which means he did. Fa is the first root letter, A is the second root letter, and Lam is the third root letter. So we have some verb examples like khalaqa, he created; hasuna, he did good; samia, he listened. So this we did in the last lesson. Just note that you won't see an, in the verbs. So this is how you can differentiate that if it's a verb or if it's a noun. So, and then we did a conjugation, how the tense is formed for the in the past tense, Fe'lu Madin. So we did the example of Ja'ala. Ja'ala means he made. So with huwa is gonna be Ja'ala, huma Ja'ala, hum Ja'alu, hiya Ja'alat, huma Ja'alata, hunna Ja'alna, anta Ja'alta, antuma Ja'altuma, antum Ja'altum, anti Ja'alti, antuma Ja'altuma, antunna Ja'altunna, ana Ja'altu, nahnu Ja'alna. So with these 14 pronouns, this is how the formation of that three-letter verb it changes. So this is how we're gonna remember it: Jala, Jala, Jalu, Jalat, Jalata, Jalna, Jalta, Jaltuma, Jaltum, Jalti, Jaltuma, Jaltunna, Jaltu, Jalna. So if it is written Jaltu, that means I made it. I made. If it's Jala, he made. If it's Jalna, then the feminine made. If it's Jaltum, then you all feminine, you all masculine made. And we did few more examples, like take example of Nasara. Nasara mean he helped. Nasara, Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarat, Nasarata, Nasarna. Nasarta, Nasartuma, Nasartum, Nasarti, Nasartuma, Nasartunna, Nasartu, Nasarna. Nasartu, I helped. Nasarna, we helped. Nasarta, you helped. Nasarti, you feminine helped. Nasara, he helped. Nasaru, they helped. So this is how you can change the three letters, and this is how the verb formation would change. Is gonna follow the same pattern. This we did in the last session. So today I'm gonna start how we gonna make the present tense. So for example, this is yabudu, means he worships. This is the present tense of the past tense abada. Abada means he worshipped. Yabudu means he worships. So let's try abada on this pattern. Abada, abada, abadu, abadat, abadata, abadna. Abatta, abattuma, abattum, abatti, abattuma, abattunna, abattu, abadna. So abada, he worshipped. Abada, they both worship. Abadu, they all worship, the masculine. Abadat, she worshipped. Abadata, both of the feminine, they worshipped. Abadna, all the feminine, they worshipped. This is the third person, ghaib, masculine and feminine, and this is the second person, mukhatib, masculine, and this is the second person, feminine. So abatta, we were doing a verb for abada. Abatta is for anta, you worshipped. Abattuma, you both worshipped. Abattum, you all worshipped. Abatti, she worshipped. Abattuma, both of the feminine, you worshipped. Abattunna, you all feminine worshipped. Abadtu, I worshipped. Abadna, we worshipped. So this I took the verb abada and I applied that abada on the formation of that past tense that we learned that table. So this was for the past tense, and for the present tense, this is how we make the formation of the verb. This is how we do the conjugation. So abada past tense, yabudu present tense. Yabudu, he worships. Yabudani, they both worship. Hum yabuduna, they all masculine, they worship. Tabudu, you worship. Sorry, actually it comes for both. So tabudu here, she worships. Tabudani, they both worship for feminine. Tabudna, they all feminine worship. So this first line is for the masculine third person, muzakkar ghaib, and this line is for the feminine third person. So just like the past tense, you just need to understand and memorize the table. It's going to be easier, and also you need to understand that which form will make which form is used for which pronoun. So this is how you're going to understand the meaning of it. Okay, yabudu, yabudani, yabuduna, tabudu, tabudani, yabudna. And for the second person masculine, tabudu, so they both same, only the sentence will explain if is the if is the third person feminine or the second person masculine. Tabudu, tabudani, tabuduna, tabudina, tabudani, tabudna. You worship, you both worship, you all worship. You feminine worship, tabudina, tabudani, you both feminine worship. Tabudna, you all feminine worship. Abudu, I worship. Nabudu, we worship. So the red ones or that blue color, those are the additions here. So you would note that these three forms are same. Tabudani, tabudani, tabudani. So easy to memorize that. And these two are same. So out of the 14 pronouns, these three are same and these two are same. And this is like feminine third person, yabudna, and if it's going to be feminine second person plural, is going to be tabudna, only ya, ta. So this is how you're going to differentiate. Sorry. And that another one, yabuduna is the third person plural masculine, and for the second person plural masculine you would see that is tabuduna. So just changing ya with ta, easy to remember, ya with ta, and these three are same. Tabudani, 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 and this one yabudani. So we can try another one. Let's take Nasara Yansuru. Let's take Yansuru here. Yansuru, Yansurani, Yansuruna, Tansuru, Tansurani, Yansurna. Tansuru, Tansurani, Tansuruna, Tansurina, Tansurani, Tansurna. Ansuru, Nansuru. So same. Yansuru, he helps. Yansurani, they both help. Yansuruna, they all help. Tansuru, she helps. Tansurani, both of the feminine, they help. Tansurna, all the feminine, they help. Tansuru, you help, masculine. Tansurani, you both help. Tansuruna, you all help. Tansurina, you feminine help. Tansurani, both of the feminine, you help. Tansurna, you all feminine help. Ansuru, I help. Nansuru, we help. So I use the example of Yansuru, which is the present tense for nasara. So some examples, it says yakuluna is the past tense. Yakuluna mata hazal wad. They say yakala yakulu, yakulu yakulani yakuluna. So this is this is the verb for whom. They say mata hazal wadu, when is the promise. In nalamu alima yalamu. So nalamu yalamu. So it's going to be yalamu, talamu, alamu, nalamu. So nalamu is going to come here. We know. Inna, nalamu, indeed we know. Note that for the past tense, the first and third radical will always have fatha. Like in the regular 3-letter verb like nasara, you would see that the first radical and the second radical will have fatha. While the second radical may have fatha, dhamma or kasra, and the second radical will change, can have fatha, this sign on the top. So you see these middle all with the fatha, and this middle one is dhamma, and these two are kasra. So the middle one will change, those two will stay as a fatha. So for the past tense, so this was the for the present tense, the first radical will have a sukoon. So this, you see that first radical from in nasara, na is the first radical, is getting a sukoon here, jazm here. So nasara yansuru, zaraba yazribu, so this getting a sukoon. Jala yaj'alu, this getting a sukoon. Hasuna yakhsanu, getting a sukoon here. Samiya yasmau, seen getting a sukoon here. Hasiba yakhsibu. So the first radical or letter gets a sukoon in the present tense, and the third radical will get dhamma. So like nasara, third radical re or ra changing to ru. Yansuru, zaraba yazribu. So ba changes going to bu, la going to lu, na going to nu, a going to u, ba going to bu. So this is easy, that first one is going to get the sukoon, and the third one is going to get the dhamma form, u form. Whereas the middle one can have dhamma, fatha or kasra. Like here in that case we said that the middle one will change. So here the first and the third one, they are just the standard, but the middle one is changing from u, e, it can be in different, can have a different haraka. So u yazribu is having kasra here, yaj'alu is having a fatha here, yakhsunu is having a rafa here, fatha and kasra. So when in the past tense it has fatha, and the present it has dhamma, is called fatha dhamma. And when the present has the fatha, and that the past tense has the fatha, present tense has a kasra, so this combination is called fatha kasra. So this jala yaj'alu both have fatha, so it's called fatha tani, two fathas. Hasuna yakhsunu, so both have dhamma, so this case is called dhamma dhamma. Samiya yasmau, this has kasra, this has fatha, so it's called kasra fatha. This is the combination. And hasiba yakhsibu, so both have kasra, is called kasra tani. So just remember that verbs with the second radical dhamma in the past tense will always have a dhamma. So if in the past tense a verb has a dhamma, so just there are no rules. So that's why if you would read, if you're gonna find a verb in a dictionary, you would notice that it will show a present and future, present past and present together, because there is no hard and fast rule. So it's going to show both past and present. So then you just have to understand what would be the common in those things. So if it has a second radical has a dhamma, then just note that in the present tense is going to have a dhamma also. Like for example, hasuna, this second letter has a dhamma on it, so it's going to be yaksunu. It will never be yaksanu or yaksinu. So this is, if you remember this, then it's going to be easier to make the present tense. And if the second radical is kasra, it will never have a dhamma. So if the second radical is kasra, it can have in the present tense kasra or fatha, but it will never have dhamma. Like samiya, it will never be in yasmu'u. So it can have I mean, in this case is having a fatha here. Still you won't know if some verb is getting a kasra or fatha, but it will never have a dhamma. So you just need to remember those two things, so then it will make it easy if you are trying to guess what the present form of a verb can be. So samiya yasmau, in this case this is kasra fatha, hasiba yakhsibu, kasra, but you see in both cases I mean, there is no such verb that in the past having kasra will have a dhamma in the present tense. Okay, so this is for the present tense, how to make the conjugation, and there are some rules to remember when converting a past tense into the present tense. Now the next one is the direct command verb. Like you are ordering somebody to do something, like you say somebody enter, like you're commanding enter. So how you gonna say that in Arabic? So for the verb, for to enter is the verb is dakhala yadkhulu. Dakhala, he entered. Yadkhulu, he enters. So yadkhulu, yadkhulani, yadkhuluna, he enters, they both enter, they all enter. Tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhulna, she enters, both the feminine they enter, all the feminines they enter. Tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhuluna, you masculine enter, both of you masculine enter, all of you masculine you enter. Tadkhulina, tadkhulani, tadkhulna, you feminine enter, both of you feminine you enter, all of you enter. Adkhulu, nadkhulu, I enter, we enter. So you know that these six words, this is for third person who is not there. This is vibe. So if you have to make a command to someone, hey enter, you can't give a command to the third person. So in the command verbs, this is out. Similarly, this is for first person, for myself or for us. So you can't give a command, I can't give a command to myself or to us. So this is also going to be out. So for the command verbs, gonna come from only this, the second person, because you can only command a second person on the mukhatib, either masculine or feminine. So any command verb will come out of one of these 6 combinations. For example, so I just did the table for conjugation or the formation for yadkhulu. So this tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhulun, tadkhuluna, tadkhulina, tadkhulani, tadkhulna. As I said, the command verb will come from this section here. So I am taking this over here. Tadkhulu, tadkhulani, tadkhuluna, tadkhulina, tadkhulani, tadkhulna. So this is the regular second person. We're gonna make the command verb out of that. Like you can command the first person, or you can command the two persons, or you can command all of the persons masculine, and similarly for feminine. So what is the first step? The first step is that from the table, Mudare table, this table, remove the sign of the second person imperfect tense ta. So remove that ta, 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 remove that. So we're making a command verb from the present regular form. So and I said that we can only command the second person. So only these 6 combinations. So the first rule is remove the ta. So remove that ta, 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 and then after you remove it, how it shows. So remove, if you just compare these two, tadkhulu, remove ta, it becomes this, right? And tadkhulani becomes this, tadkhuluna becomes this, tadkhulina becomes this, tadkhulani becomes this, tadkhulna becomes this. So this is after you remove the ta. So the second step is, now you see that the second one, this should be tadkhuluna. So this should have dhamma here. Yeah. Okay, now you see that after removing ta, now you can't pronunciate because the first letter has a sukoon, or it has no haraka. So you can't really pronunciate that. You can't really pronunciate any of this 6 combinations. So what do you do? So the first letter now has sukoon, cannot be pronounced. So we add hamzatul wasl for pronunciation. So we will add alif here, called hamzatul wasl. So okay, if we add alif here, but what the haraka gonna be is gonna be u, a, or e. How are we gonna know that? So you see this alif added. So the rule is so we add hamza for pronunciation, and if the second radical has fatha or kasra, then hamzatul wasl will get kasra. So if the second letter like this has fatha or kasra, so the alif will get kasra. But if the second letter has a dhamma, alif will get dhamma. Like in this case, the second letter has dhamma, so the alif haraka would be dhamma, like udkhul, like in this, like it comes here. So it becomes this udkhulu, udkhulani, udkhuluna, udkhulina, udkhulani, udkhulna. So for dakhala yadkhulu, the command verb will have, because this middle letter has u, so this the alif that the hamzatul wasl that you add will take the same sound, same haraka. Udkhulu, udkhulani, udkhulina, udkhulani. This is not done yet, so there is another step. Step 3. So the last letter is dropped where there is noon, except for the feminine plural. So then you have to drop that all the noons, noon except this, and this will become this will take the sukoon. So udkhul, udkhula, udkhulu, udkhuli, udkhula, udkhulna. This doesn't change. So these are now the final command verbs. Udkhul, udkhula, udkhulu, udkhuli, udkhula, udkhulna. If you wanna say somebody masculine, one person, enter, you would say udkhul. And if you say 2 people, you say udkhula, you both enter. Udkhulu, you all enter. If you wanna command a feminine, you would say udkhuli, enter. You feminine, enter. Udkhula, this stays the same. You both feminine, enter. Udkhulna, you all feminine, you enter. So there are some examples for the command verbs in Surah Yasin. Vani buduni is actually ubudu, worship, and Vani buduni haza siratum mustaqim, and that you all worship me. Haza siratum mustaqim, this is a straight path. There is an example, udkhulil jannata. So udkhul for masculine, udkhulil jannata, this is for the person who comes in the Surah Yasin who was told to enter the paradise. So there is a sentence here, udkhul and jannata. This is a verb, this jannata, because this is mansoob, has an fatha sign because it's maf'ul. If it would be file, is gonna be rafa form. This we studied in the last lesson. So udkhul jannata, enter the paradise. You see that here is sukoon, here is also sukoon. So to read it is, we have to add kasra here, udkhulil jannata, enter the paradise. This two sukoons called ittika sakinaini, the meeting of two sukoons. So when that happens, you have to give some haraka, otherwise you can't connect these two words. Udkhulil jannata, enter the paradise, is actually having a sukoon but is taking that haraka just to pronunciate. Udkhulil jannata, enter the paradise. Izrib, hit, or we can say, or give. You can also say, normally zaraba comes for to hit, zaraba yazribu, but it's also used to give. Izrib masalan, izrib. So izrib, let's make that, let's whatever we have studied above, let's use this, how we come to izrib. So the past tense is zaraba yazribu. So we start from here. So we're gonna have go to the, so yazrib, I'm gonna go through the whole table in my just verbally. Yazribu, yazribani, yazribuna, tazribu, tazribani, tazribna, tazribu, tazribani, tazribuna. Now I'm coming to the second person. Tazribu, tazribani, tazribuna, tazribina, tazribani, tazribna. You see that? So now you remove ta, so then it becomes so tazribu. You see that the second in this case the second letter will have a kasra under it. So when it has a kasra under it, then this rule says is gonna take, if it has fatha or kasra, then the alif will get a kasra sound. So that is why for the verb zaraba yazribu, it won't be uzrib, it's gonna be izrib. Izrib masalan ashabal kariyati, give what? So this is maf'ul. You give what? Masalan, an example of what? Ashabal kariyati, of the residents of the village. So izrib is the command verb, udkhul command verb, ubudu, abada, yabudu. So middle one is u, so then is ubudu, is actually u but is connecting here, so is vanibudu, because this hamzatul wasl, it won't show its own sound when it's connecting with some previous verb. So in this case is vanibudu. So those are some examples for the command verbs. Note that there are some okay, so the whatever we have studied above, the formation is for a regular verb that are not naqis, not weak, that doesn't have any root letter of like these three, Hamza, Waw or Ya. If any of the three root letters, if any one of this has this, then there is going to be little change in the formation, so that standard formation won't apply there. Like for Kala Yakulu, so here you say like for Nasara Yansuru, the first one we said gonna have the sukoon Yansuru, but in this case for Kala Yakulu, so it has a weak letter in it, the middle one. So then you see that it's not having a sukoon, so you can't apply that formation here. Is going to have a different formation. Yakulu, Yakulani, Yakuluna, Takulu, Takulani, Yakulna, Takulu, Takulani, Takuluna, Takulina, Takulani, Takulna, Akulu, Nakulu. So this is how it's going to form. Because in this case the first, like Yadkhulu, we added alif because we were not able to because there was a sukoon on the dal Yadkhul, but here you can pronunciate because the first letter here has a dhamma on it. So if you make a command verb out of that, it will be kul. So just I'm not going in detail of in this in this series. I'm not going in detail because this is a short like is not a detailed learning of the Arabic language for Quran. This is actually I'm taking just the whatever, just to understand Surah Yasin, whatever briefly. So there are just a brief concepts, so I'm not going in detail of those weak verbs. Otherwise there are kind of what kind of weak verbs are there and how we can make the formations. So it's out of scope of this this lesson or these lessons. So just to note that Kala Yakulu is gonna be kul. So the command was gonna be for the masculine kul, kula, kulu, kuli, kula, kulna, and this comes in the Quran. Kul yuhyiha. You say yuhyiha. He brings it to life. Okay. So one last thing here, there are some verbs that are kind of verbs, but they act as a they are like jumla fi'liya. They start from a verb, but they act like ism. For example, kana, we call it kana and its sisters. So kana means he was. So this is called. So when the kana comes, it will be like, it's going to be like a nominal jumla ismiya. So it's going to have mubtada and khabar. So its mubtada is going to call ismu kana and its khabar is going to be khabru kana. So ismu kana have a dhamma ending and khabru kana are going to have a fatha ending. Because they are verbs, they can be in the past, present and imperative form, like kana, he was, yakunu, this is the present tense, to be, kun, this is the imperative or the command verb, be. So this is just keep in mind when we're gonna go to Surah Yasin, there's gonna be some examples, and then I will show you how that works. But just remember that kana and its sisters, they are kind of, they do the formation like if we do kana, kanu, if we apply this on the past tense, was page 22, I think. Yeah, so if we, the past tense, if we use it here, kana, kanu, kanat, kanata, kunna, kunta, kuntuma, kuntum, kunti, kuntuma, kuntunna, kuntu, kunna. So you see, this is how the formation changes. but it's gonna have ismu kana and khabar is gonna have mubtada and khabar. Similarly, yakunu, you can form the same yakunu, yakunani, yakununa. Similarly, you can conjugate it, but this acts as a jumla ismiya. Another sister of kana, there is I think 12 or 13 sisters, but the important one is kana and laysa. Laysa is only used in the past tense. So if we apply laysa in the same table on page 22 in the past tense, so you can use that. Laysa, laysa, laysu, laysat, laysata, lasna, lasta, lastuma, lastum, lasti, lastuma, lastunna, lastu, lasna. So laysa is used for negation. This is here is used for negation, and it comes only in the past tense. So these sentences will come as the nominal sentences, although they will start from a verb. So I hope is enough for today, and I'm gonna stop here.